So the reality is, unless we have demonstrable justice, it is unfair to blame it only on the politician or only on the corporates.
It's an important point that you
Everyone
made.
is involved.
But let me add another.
Blamed it on income tax.
Let me add another layer. Let me just add another layer to what you're saying.
Earlier we blamed it on income tax. Today India has the finest taxation rate. We've got honorable income tax officers. Today they don't even charge you 10% on your refund checks.
But
we've got a good income tax department.
But the point,
now, don't blame it on anyone else.
No, let me put it this way. When the union government came out with this policy of voluntary disclosure of unaccounted wealth for those who are not dealing with taxes, we've suddenly seen a situation where not only has the government's coffers, those coffers have been filled up, but the black market economy has also been propped up big time.
No, but here's my question, Bhupendra. How can you have a situation where all those rascals who have stolen money from this country, who have violated FERA, which by the way was a severe violation, then are made, then they are given this opportunity to voluntarily disclose that they were crooks,
right.
and then, we forget and forgive.
Okay.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like regularizing illegal houses.
So let's put that question to Mahesh. Mahesh, I was looking at some figures, for instance, about the kind of punitive measures which have been taken in the US, and I came across several examples where millions of dollars of fines had been inflicted on those corporate sector entities who were violating the law. Do we see any such punitive measure being taken in India?
No, absolutely not. I mean, Bhupen, the fact of the matter is that, as I've been repeatedly saying on your television channel, that we have jumped from licensed Raj to crony capitalism. I mean, the powers that be, those who are supposed to administer justice and bring crooks to book, are hand in glove with them. So how is that going to happen?
Absolutely.
Take the case of Hassan Ali. I keep repeating that as a prime example. It's one of the biggest frauds. Here we have, I'm not saying it is the biggest fraud that exists, but it's the biggest fraud that we know. The gentleman's name has actually been revealed. $8.6 billion. And what does the Indian government do? The Indian government doesn't arrest him, it doesn't interrogate him, it doesn't do anything to him.
Right.
$8.6 billion. This was a case in which you should have gone to the Swiss authorities and said that this gentleman has got $8.6 billion. We believe that these are the proceeds of money laundering.
Right.
It's not a case of simple tax evasion. Yet, the Indian authorities have had the temerity, if I may say so, to go to the Swiss banks and say that this is a case of pure tax evasion.
So how do we move ahead?
And not of money laundering.
Then how do we move ahead, Mahesh?
Assumption is therefore...
No. So what I'm trying to get at is, how do we move ahead? So let me put this one to you. For instance, we've seen in the recent past...
How do you move ahead? Very simple.
Yeah.
Bhupen, very simple. Very simple. The first thing you do is, you've got an example here. Use the Hassan Ali case as a peg to set an example. Get to Hassan Ali and get to the Swiss banks. Ask Hassan Ali, who did he transport? It cannot be the case of any law officer in this country or any officer responsible for the enforcement of foreign exchange laws to suggest that the money which Hassan Ali, $8.6 billion which he's got, is legitimate money and the only crime is tax evasion. Because then you are saying is that this one gentleman with no known sources of income has income of $8.6 billion.
And the
answer is get him, prosecute him here, interrogate him, custodial interrogation.
So the point is set an example.
And not a mere tax evader.
The point is set an example. Paranjoy, what I'm amazed at
what examples are we setting?
No,
you recently had an IAS.
For instance, on the point of Hassan Ali, I'm just looking at the figures with me, and it shows that in the Rajya Sabha, the minister concerned had got up and he'd given a statement on the floor of the parliament that there was a problem with this man and there was this kind of investigation report. Yet we've not acted against it.
Precisely. Why is the government reluctant even to reveal the names of all those people who allegedly have stashed away money in Swiss bank accounts, this whole Liechtenstein case? Why is it reluctant? You have here an example of the income tax department finding huge amounts of money in the home of a couple who both of happen to be working in Indian Administrative Service.
Right.
What are all these laws all about? Assets disproportionate to known sources of income. I mean, how many of them have been put behind bars?
Right.
How many of them have been fined? Tell me. How we have so few examples. There are so few and far between that all those people who've accumulated money illegally, they are comfortable in the view that they're not going to be put behind bars.
Isn't it strange?